August 7th. 480 B.C. The immortal battle in the pass of Thermopylae is placed upon this day, when Leonidas with 300 Spartans withstood the army of Xerxes. There was a skirmish, also with the Grecian fleet at Artemisium. Diodorus fixes the victory of Gelon, under the walls of Himera, in Sicily, upon the same day. 445 B.C. Dedication of the walls of Jerusalem by Nehemiah, on the 7th of Elul, in the 21st year of Artaxerxes. 44. Herod Agrippa, king of Judea, died suddenly upon his throne. He was a great builder, whose expenses exceeded his income, for his generosity was boundless. Saith Josephus, he persecuted the Christians, and was one of those scourges of mankind who have been cut off with their vices. 461. Julius Valerius Majorian, Emperor of Rome, assassinated. He was successful in his war with the Vandals, and universally respected for his virtues. 1106. Henry IV, Emperor of Germany, died. He was a brave, but unfortunate prince, who, having humbled his enemies in 66 battles, was finally dethroned and reduced to indigence by his own sons. 1485. Henry Tudor, Earl of Richmond, afterwards Henry VII, landed at Milford Haven from Normandy, for the invasion of England, with 2,000 men. 1588. The Spanish Armada, becalmed before Dunkirk, completely discomfited by the appearance of 8 ships filled with pitch, sulfur and other combustibles, and having been set on fire as debris sprung up were directed by the English admiral against the different divisions of the Spanish fleet. The darkness of the night lent terror to the awful appearance of the approaching flames, and the crews, anxious only for their own preservation, weighed anchor or cut their cables, and suffered their ships to drive before the wind. In this confusion many of them ran afoul of one another, and several of them received such damage as to be unfit for future use. 1613. Dorchester, in England, destroyed by fire. 1667. John Wilson, First Minister of Boston, died. He came over with Governor Winthrop, 1630, and was ordained under a tree in Charlestown. 1679. La Salle sailed from the foot of Lake Erie in the first vessel built upon that lake, with a crew of 30 men. His vessel was lost on its return from Mackinac, with its crew of 6 men, and a cargo of peltries, valued at 50,000 francs. 1771. John Daniel Schopflin, an eminent German philosopher, historiographer and antiquary, died. By the sovereigns of different countries. 1793. The first patient of yellow fever in Philadelphia, which raged there with great fury this year, died on this day. The number that died of the disease during its prevalence was about 3,500. 1804. Second attack on Tripoli by the United States squadron under Com. Preble. One of the prizes previously taken was blown up by the passage of a red-hot ball through her magazine. 1806. Elizabeth Smith, an accomplished English lady, died. She understood most of the learned languages, and had a knowledge of the sciences. 1807. Ignatius Moragiadio's son, an Armenian diplomatist, died. He was in the service of the Swedish embassy at Constantinople, where he conceived the plan of a work on the Ottoman Empire. It was completed, after a labor of 45 years, in 7 volumes, and published at Paris. 1812. United States frigate Essex captured British King's brig George. 1819. Battle of Boyaca. The revolutionists of Venezuela and New Granada, under Bolívar, totally defeated the Spaniards, whose destruction was so complete that the viceroy fled, leaving the public treasure a prey to the conquerors. This battle decided the independence of New Granada. 1820. Eliza Bacciocchi, sister of Bonaparte, died. She married a captain in the army, who on the conquest of Italy was created Prince of Lucca and Piombino. But she was the actual sovereign, and when she reviewed the troops, her husband discharged the office of aide-de-camp. 1821. Caroline Amelia Elizabeth, wife of George IV, of England, died, aged 53. She was abandoned by her husband, then Prince of Wales, soon after their marriage. And the nation was repeatedly agitated by their disputes, for more than 20 years. 1830. The throne of France declared vacant by the Chamber of Deputies. After making various important modifications in the charter, they called to the throne Louis Philip and his male descendants forever. 1848. The Great Comet, whose revolution occupies 292 years, passed its perihelion in July, and was first seen on this day by a gentleman in Altona. 1854. The Turks entered Bucharest, which the Russians had previously evacuated. 1855. A severe and bloody riot occurred at St. Louis, Missouri, between the Irish and Americans, which continued for 48 hours, and resulted in the death of 10 persons, and the severe injury of 30 more. 1855. While 2 companies of militia were conducting to jail a prisoner named DeBar, for the murder of a Negro, at Milwaukee, the mob seized him and killed him without resistance. 1855. Richard Sheepshanks, a British astronomer, died, aged 61. He made great efforts in determining the latitude and longitude of places in England and Ireland, and contributed a series of papers to the Penny Cyclopedia on the science of astronomy.